Well, this is what is happening all around the country, that there are smaller firms or firms that have been in existence for some time, 30 years or so, that are joining forces with other larger firms. And it seems like the design world, is becoming divided into two kinds of companies. Very small boutique firms that stress high quality, but they're not the ones who are usually hired to do the larger projects. And then the very, very large firms, which could have 7,000 people or so.
Oh gosh.
The AECOM kind of companies and so on.
Yeah, no, that would be too big for me. But I had a conversation recently with Frank Grauman from Boland Sawinski, who I think they have a nice model, which I think they have 5 or 6 branch offices, but together they're probably 150 people or so. But they do very good, high quality design work. But he said that size of about 30 in each office creates that family atmosphere. You know everyone, you collaborate with the same people. So they have that nice environment to work in, and yet they have the backdrop of bigger resources.
Well, that's what I was curious. In the future, will there be a need for a 150-person office, 100 to 150, or will that continue to sort of either be very small or larger?
That's interesting. Yeah. I would suspect that there would still be the need for the 100, 150, and that may still continue to grow for all we know. That may be an issue. But when you're actually trying to compete for work these days, it really helps to have that extra marketing depth, to have a lot of projects you go after. You need 5 of this type of project, over 50 million in the last 5 years or something. And it's very hard to have that. So even though we've been around for 35 years or so, we always are teaming. So that's why we think we need to be teaming with these folks, because it's going to actually make our get better opportunities, bottom line, too.
I wanted to ask, how do you feel about what you're doing?
It's change, and change is always scary. But we've seen so many positive things about this that we really feel very optimistic.
Well, for me personally, because it was a small office and I was stuck with HR and invoicing and insurance, and, which for 30 you think it's not going to come up that often, but more and more administration, that has just completely going away. They're going to do it.
There's new computer software that they're implementing in the office this weekend, and things that we've talked about for years we haven't done.
That we couldn't afford
really
beside. I mean, we didn't want to take the risk. But you have to keep up. Technology just changes so fast.
It sort of keeps coming back to this recurring theme of survival.
Yes.
What does it take to survive as an architecture firm these days? And how do you outlive or go beyond the founders?
And you have to change. You just have to.
Yeah.
How do you want to be remembered for the first 35 years? What projects are you most proud of? What work stands out as making the biggest difference?
Well, I think the 4 that I mentioned before. I also love when you can go into a neighborhood that's sort of forgotten or feels a little edgy or whatever, and by putting a new project, an adaptive reuse where you've kind of transformed the building, like Everyman Theater over on the west side.
Or open works.
So once that moves in, and then restaurants come in, and then other smaller theaters come in, I think that's revitalizing the city in a greater way than just the specific project.
I would hope that what we were trying to do was to bring design in all kinds of ways to all kinds of projects and make them nice, make it more powerful, do what you could.
Well, improve the lives of people.
Oftentimes it was very limited budget. What could you do that was smart to do something that was nice? Or how could you, reinforce the context, reinforce the neighborhood by doing a couple simple moves?
To strengthen the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. Strengthen a neighborhood, and then by that strengthening the city as a whole.
Right. We're frankly still trying to do that.
Well, thank you very much. It's been very instructive.
Oh, thank you.